Image 10 production, presented in black and white. Under a cloudy late afternoon sky, a rural two-lane road winds through the countryside. A car approaches in the distance, passing barren trees and empty fields. The Pontiac sedan drives on, following the curving road up a gentle incline. Night of the Living Dead. Screenplay by John Russo and George Romero. Printed by Movie Lab. Production director, Vincent Cervinsky. Production manager, George Kosana. Photographed by The Leighton Image, Inc. Sound engineers, Gary R. Striner and Marshall Booth. Special effects, Regis Cervinsky and Tony Patinello. Makeup, Hardman Associates, Inc. The Pontiac continues uphill at a leisurely pace. The car turns onto a steeper, unpaved road and passes a rusty sign marked Cemetery Entrance. The car bumps over the rutted road into a rural cemetery. Produced by Russell W. Striner and Carl Hardman. Directed by George A. Romero. An American flag flutters on a pole by a grave. The car cruises past headstones planted in the dry, scrubby grass. The driver pulls to a stop and stubs out his cigarette. He and his passenger are young, white, and fair-haired.
They ought to make the day the time changes, the first day of summer.
What?
Well, it's 8 o'clock and it's still light.
A lot of good the extra daylight does us. Now, we've still got a 3-hour drive back. We're not going to be home until after midnight.
Well, if it really bugged you, Johnny, you wouldn't do it.
You think I want to blow Sunday on a scene like this? You know, I figure we're either going to have to move Mother out here or move the grave into Pittsburgh.
She can't make a trip like this.
Oh, no, that she can't. Is there any of that candy left?
He pulls a floral cross from the back.
Look at this thing. We still remember. I don't. You know, I don't even remember what the man looks like.
Johnny, it takes you 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes to put the wreath on the grave and 6 hours to drive back and forth. Mother wants to remember, so we trot 200 miles into the country and she stays at home.
Well, we're here, John, all right?
She rolls up her window and steps out.
Test. We're back on? Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back on the air after an interruption due to technical problem.
He turns off the radio and gets out, carrying the cross. He follows the woman up the road. She puts up the collar of her trench coat and smooths her skirt.
There's nothing wrong with the radio. Must have been the station.
Which row is it in?
They step onto the grass, walking under the spindly branches of tall evergreens. Dry leaves scatter graves marked by modest headstones. The pair wander, surveying the grounds.
Well, there's no one around.
Well, it's late. If you'd gotten up earlier.
Oh, look, I already lost an hour's sleep on the time change.
I think you complain just to hear yourself talk. There it is.
They move toward a low, angled headstone. Johnny kneels, planting the cross in front of the stone.
I wonder what happened to the one from last year. Each year we spend good money on these things. We come out here and the one from last year's gone.
Well, the flowers die, and the caretaker or somebody takes them away.
Yeah, a little spit and polish. You can clean this up. Sell it next year. Wonder how many times we bought the same one.
He stands, dusting off his suit. She kneels, clasping her hands in her lap. She bows her head. He steps away, eyeing her through his heavy-rimmed glasses.
Hey, come on, Barb. Church was this morning, huh?
He looks up. Light flashes in the sky. In the distance, a gaunt figure walks stiffly among the stones. Johnny watches him and dons his driving gloves.
Hey, I mean, praying's for church, huh? Come on.
I haven't seen you in church lately.
Well, there's not much sense in my going to church. Do you remember one time when we were small, we were out here? It was from right over there. I jumped out at you from behind the tree, and Grandpa got all excited, and he shook his fist at me, and he said, "Boys, you'll be damned to hell."
She stands.
Remember that? Right over there. Well, you used to really be scared here.
Johnny,
You're still afraid.
stop it now. I mean it.
She moves away. He follows, smirking.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look, there comes one of them now.
He'll hear you.
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here.
Johnny.
Johnny bounds away as the gaunt man moves closer. His suit is tattered and dirty. Barbara keeps her head down. The man grabs her.
Oh! No!
Johnny runs over and tackles him from behind.
Help me!
Barbara wrenches free as the two men grapple. The gaunt man bites Johnny's shoulder and claws off his glasses. Barbara cowers by a tall headstone. Johnny throws the attacker to the ground. The attacker hurls himself at Johnny, pulling him down. Johnny's head smacks the corner of a grave marker. He goes limp. The attacker peers up at Barbara. His slack mouth is filled with rotting teeth. He pushes himself upright. Barbara gapes at him, backing away. She runs. The man lurches after her, batting away hanging branches. Barbara trips, sprawling across the grass. She looks back, wild-eyed and panting. She's lost a shoe. She kicks off the other heel and scrambles to her feet. She clambers inside the car. The keys aren't in the ignition. She looks around, half frozen. She locks the door as the attacker reaches her. He smacks his palms against the glass in a frenzy. Barbara throws her arms against the glass, bracing the door. The attacker stumbles around to the passenger side. He yanks at the handle and pounds on the glass. He grabs a large rock from the grass and smashes it against the window. It shatters. Barbara flattens herself back. His long arms snatch at her through the broken glass, inches from her face. She pulls the parking brake release. The car starts to roll downhill. The attacker stumbles with it, pulling at the door. The car picks up speed, leaving the attacker staggering along behind it. Barbara turns the wheel, guiding the car down the winding dirt road. Her attacker pursues, his gait knock-kneed and stiff. Fighting tears, Barbara looks back. The car crashes into the side of a tree, crumpling the fender and pinning her door closed. Barbara peers through the back window. Her pursuer picks up speed. She lets herself out the passenger side and runs. The man trudges after her, arms flailing. Barbara pelts through brush and weeds to the main road. She turns to look behind her, then races on, sobbing. The man staggers through the weeds, over the uneven ground. Barbara halts. In the distance lies a house with a filling station outside. Shaking, she bolts for it. She steadies herself on a gas pump, eyeing the two-story house. She charges forward, her steps erratic as she checks behind her. She scurries onto the porch and tries the door, then pounds on it. She dashes downhill, falling headlong on the grass. She scurries up and runs around the back of the house. She peers around a corner and sees her pursuer shambling across the field toward the house. racing around the corner. She finds an open door and hurries inside. She throws the door shut and locks it. She leans weakly against the door. Slowly, Barbara turns to take in her surroundings. She surveys the dingy kitchen with its peeling linoleum under her stocking feet. She moves into a dim dining room. She eyes a large bay window and retreats to the kitchen. Barbara rifles through a drawer and pulls out a kitchen knife. Clutching it to her chest, she creeps to the living room. A broken lamp lies on the floor. Barbara knocks a magazine from a shelf and flinches. She steps carefully around the broken lamp and peers around the room with the knife clenched in her hand. She reaches a doorway and peeks around the corner, then gingerly tiptoes across the hall into another room. Fanged animal faces leer down at her. Hunting trophies are mounted on the walls. Barbara shudders. Barbara's head whips around. Outside, her attacker reaches the house. Barbara hides behind a curtain and risks a furtive glance outside. Her attacker staggers alongside the house, getting briefly tangled in a clothesline. Barbara throws the curtain closed. She runs to a phone. She dials for the operator, crouching down for cover. She listens, her face filling with panic. She pumps on the receiver button and tries again. She shakes the phone, then hangs up. She retrieves her knife from beside the phone and runs into a dark room. Barbara crouches, peering into the darkness. She scuttles to a window. Night has fallen outside. Her attacker's face looms close, eyes wide and empty. Barbara sees two more lumbering figures approaching. Her attacker spins awkwardly to see them, then turns back to the house. Barbara hurries from the window, backing into a dining chair. She sprints down the hall to a staircase. She peers over the banister, then cautiously climbs upstairs. Her eyes and mouth open wide. A ravaged body lies on the landing. One bulging eyeball stares out. Skin and flesh have been torn away, revealing the skull beneath. Barbara half falls downstairs, retching over the banister. She pounds down the hall and to the door. She unlocks it and darts outside. She shields herself against blaring light. A man appears out of the glare of truck headlights. Barbara stares at him, petrified. He looks behind him at the approaching attacker, then grabs Barbara and pushes her inside with him. He locks the door, a tire iron in his hand. The young black truck driver heaves a sigh.
It's all right. Don't worry about him. I can handle him. Probably be a lot more of them as soon as they find out about us.
He peers into the other rooms.
The truck is out of gas. This pump out here is locked. Is there a key?
Barbara stares dumbly.
We can try to get out here if we can get some gas. Is there a key?
He runs to the phone and dials.
I suppose you've tried this.
Barbara gazes fixedly up the stairs. The driver hangs up and approaches her.
Do you live here?
Her hand flutters up and covers her face. The driver climbs the steps, peering up into the shadows. He stares, jaw dropping. The ravaged head seems to be grinning.
Jesus.
He stumbles back downstairs.
We've got to get out of here. We have to get to where there's some other people. Maybe we better take some food.
I'll see if I can find some food.
Barbara moves as if in a trance, touching random objects. Her hand caresses the wall beneath the stairs. She looks down. Then quickly up. Blood drips down from the banister onto the floor. It splashes her hand. Barbara reels away. In the kitchen, the driver stuffs things from the fridge into a bag. Barbara stares at him, clutching her knife.
What's happening?
How do you think it's happening?
What's happening?
They turn to the window. Outside, one of the men smashes a headlight on the truck. It goes dark.
Two of them.
The driver looks rapidly between Barbara and the window. He grabs her arms.
There are two of them out there. Have you seen any more around here? I can take care of those two.
I don't
I know you're afraid, but we have to...
don't know!
She jerks free.
What's happening?
The driver goes outside, where a man shields his eyes from the glare of the remaining headlight. The man smashes it. A younger man steps close to the driver, who swings his tire iron and knocks him to the ground. The driver crouches over his opponent and beats him. Another attacker looms behind him. The new attacker grabs the driver's sweater and hauls him off. The driver smashes the attacker's head repeatedly with the tire iron. In the house, a door opens. A shadowy figure appears. It steps into the light. The balding man's eyes are rolled back. Blood drips from his mouth. He spots Barbara, who sobs in an armchair. Outside, the driver gets up from the second attacker. He checks the younger one, who lies motionless. The driver heaves himself toward the house. The driver spots the balding man behind Barbara and pulls her out of her chair. She runs to the door. The balding man gropes at the driver, who drops his weapon. The two wrangle desperately. The driver, bigger and more agile, pushes the balding man to the floor. The man tries to grab his neck, swollen tongue poking from his mouth. The driver strains to reach the tire iron. He swings it high and hammers it down on the man's head. He struggles to free it. It comes loose, leaving a hole in the man's forehead. Dark matter oozes from the wound. The driver sags, panting, staring at his gory weapon. A vacant-eyed man in a bathrobe appears in the doorway. The driver bashes it. The robed figure staggers backwards, clutching at his face. Behind him, more stiff-legged figures stalk toward the house. The driver slams the door and locks it. He slumps against it.
I know we're in here now.
Barbara stares wide-eyed at the hole in the balding man's head. She steps closer. His eyes move, catching hers. She draws closer, staring into his eyes, transfixed.
Don't look at it.
The driver drags the man into the kitchen by his feet. He opens the door. 4 shambling figures encroach upon the house. He drags the balding man onto the porch. He crouches over the body, pulling out a pack of matches. Looking up at the others, he lights one. He sets the body afire. As the flames shoot upward, the others stop, cringing and covering their eyes. They back away. The driver leaves the burning body on the porch and goes back inside. He shoves a table in front of the door. Barbara stares. The driver sits on the edge of the table and wipes his forehead. He moves to a toolbox and flicks on the lights.
Get some more lights on in this house.
He rummages. Barbara looks around, her movements jerky and uncertain. The driver pulls out a hammer. Barbara returns with the kitchen knife. She watches the driver search drawers. He pours out a box of nails and screws and picks through them.
Why don't you see if you can find some wood, some boards, something about a fireplace, something we can nail this place up.
Barbara blinks at him helplessly.
Oh, God damn.
He goes to her.
Look, I know you're afraid. I'm afraid too. But we have to try to board the house up together. Now, I'm going to board up the windows and the doors. Do you understand? We'll be all right here. We'll be all right here until someone comes to rescue us. But we'll have to work together. You'll have to help me. Now, I want you to go in and get some wood so I can board the place up. Do you understand? Okay? Okay?
She nods uncertainly. He gives her a gentle push. Barbara peers into the next room, then slowly enters. She eyes the fireplace. She stares at the mounted animal heads. She touches the switch on an ornate wooden box. The panels of the music box open and rotate. She stares at it, mesmerized. In the kitchen, the driver's unhinged an interior door. He grabs an ironing board. He pries a footboard off a cabinet and collects a stack of planks. Barbara gathers a few pieces of kindling from the fireplace. The driver lifts the unhinged door. He places it on its side against the outside door. Barbara joins him, holding one end. He starts to nail it in. Barbara flinches away from the noise.
That's wrong. Yeah, I want you to pick out some nails. Pick out the biggest ones you can find.
The driver nails planks across a window.
Yeah, this room looks pretty secure. If we have to, we can run in here and board up the doors. Won't be long for those things be back pounding their way in here. They're afraid now.
They move into the dining room. Barbara cradles the box of nails to her chest.
They're afraid of fire. I found that out.
The driver moves chairs away from a table. He clears the table.
You know a place back down the road called Beekman's? Beekman's Diner?
He overturns it.
Anyhow, that's where I found that truck I have out there.
Barbara absently folds the discarded tablecloth.
There's a radio in the truck. I had jumped in to listen to it when a big gasoline truck came screaming right across the road. But there must have been 10, 15 of those things chasing after it, grabbing and holding on.
He unscrews a table leg.
Now, I didn't see them at first. I could just see that the truck was moving in a funny way. And those things were catching up to it. The truck went right across the road. Slammed on my brakes to keep from hitting it myself. It went right through the guardrail.
He removes the other table legs.
I guess the driver must have cut off the road into that gas station by Beekman's Diner. It went right through the billboard, ripped over a gas pump, and never stopped moving. By now, it's like a moving bonfire. Didn't know if the truck was going to explode or what. Still, here's the man, screaming.
He swallows.
This thing is just backing away from it. I looked back at the diner to see if there was anyone there who could help me. It was when I noticed that the entire place had been encircled. There wasn't a sign of light left except... By now there were no more screams. I realized that I was alone with 50 or 60 of those things, just standing there, staring at me. I started to drive. I just plowed right through them. They didn't move. They didn't run or just stood there, staring at me. Just wanted to crush them. They scattered through the air like bugs.
We were riding in the cemetery, Johnny and me. Johnny. We came to put a wreath on my father's grave. Johnny, and he said, "Can I have some candy, Barbara?" We didn't have any. And, oh, it's hot in here. Hot.
Barbara claws at her trench coat.
And he said, "Oh, it's late. Why did we start so late?" And I said, "Johnny, if you'd gotten up earlier, we wouldn't be late." Johnny asked me if I were afraid. And I said, "I'm not afraid, Johnny." And then this man started walking up the road. He came slowly, and Johnny kept teasing me and saying, "He's coming to get you, Barbara." And I laughed at him and said, "Johnny, stop it."
He drags the tabletop.
And then Johnny ran away. And I went up to this man, and I was going to apologize.
Why don't you just keep calm?
And I looked up, and I said, "Goody." And he grabbed me. He grabbed me, and he ripped at me. He held me, and he ripped at my clothes.
I think you should just calm down.
Oh, I screamed, "Johnny! Johnny, help me! Oh, help me!" And he wouldn't let me go. He ripped. And then Johnny came and he ran and he fought this man. I got so afraid. I ran. And Johnny didn't come. We have to wait for Johnny. Maybe we better go out and get him. We have to go out and get Johnny. He's out there. Please, don't you hear me? We've got to go out and get him. Please! We have got to go get Johnny! Please help me! Please!
She spins him to face her.
Don't you know what's going on out there? This is no Sunday school picnic.
Don't you understand? My brother is alone!
Your brother is dead.
No! My brother is not dead!
She charges the door. He rips her away.
Oh.
She slaps him. He hits her. She reels, eyes going unfocused. He catches her as she goes limp. He carries her unconscious body to a couch and lays her down gently. He undoes her trench coat, then steps away from her, almost fearfully. The driver switches on a radio and turns the dial.
Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. This station and hundreds of other radio and TV stations throughout this part of the country are pooling their resources through an emergency network hookup to keep you informed of all developments.
He gets to
At this
work.
hour, we repeat, these are the facts as we know them. There is an epidemic of mass murder being committed by a virtual army of unidentified assassins. The murders are taking place in villages, cities, rural homes, and suburbs with no apparent pattern or reason for the slayings. It seems to be a sudden, general explosion of mass homicide. We have some descriptions of the assassins. Eyewitnesses say they are ordinary-looking people. Some say they appear to be in a kind of trance. Others describe them as being...
The driver peers out the window. 3 men surround the truck.
So, at this point, there is no really authentic way for us to say who or what to look for and guard yourself against. Misshapen monsters. Reaction of law enforcement officials is one of complete bewilderment at this hour. So far, we have been unable to determine that any kind of organized investigation is yet underway. Police, sheriff deputies, and emergency ambulances are literally deluged with calls for help. The scene can best be described as mayhem. Mayors of Pittsburgh,
The driver lights wood in the fireplace.
along with the governors of several eastern and midwestern states, have indicated the National Guard may be mobilized at any moment. but
He
that
soaks a
is
chair
not
with
yet.
lighter fluid.
The only advice our reporters have been able to get from official sources is for private citizens to stay in their homes behind locked doors. Do not venture outside for any reason until the nature of this crisis has been determined.
He tears up a curtain
Advise what course of action to take.
and wraps it around a table leg.
And TV for any special instructions as this crisis develops further. Thousands of office and factory workers are being urged to stay at their places of employment, not to
He
make
lights
any
the
attempt to
makeshift
get to their
torch in
homes.
the fire.
However, in spite of this urging and warning, streets and highways are packed with frantic people trying to reach their families or apparently to flee just anywhere. We repeat, the safest course of action at this time is simply to stay with
The driver opens the door and pushes the armchair onto the porch. More lurching figures approach, one a naked woman. He sets the chair alight and kicks it down the steps. They stagger back. He goes back inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've just received word that the president has called a meeting of his cabinet to deal with the sudden epidemic of murder which has seized the eastern third of this nation.
He nails up another window.
Within the hour, members of the presidential cabinet will be joined by officials of the FBI and joint teams behind closed doors.
Soon, all the doors and windows are boarded up.
There will be an official announcement as soon as possible following that
He
meeting.
glances uneasily at the unconscious Barbara.
Latest word also from National Press Services in Washington, D.C. now tells us that the emergency presidential conference, which we've just mentioned, will include high-ranking scientists from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
The driver pulls an unhinged door toward him, unwittingly revealing a cellar door that is not boarded up. Their facilities in an emergency network to bring you this news as it develops. We urge you to stay tuned to radio and TV and to stay indoors at all costs. Late reports reaching this newsroom tell of frightened people seeking refuge in churches, schools, and government buildings, demanding shelter and protection from the wholesale murder which apparently is engulfing much of the nation. The driver secures a door. Barbara sits up.
Even at this hour, even to theorize about the reasons for this wave of murder. So far, the advice we're able to give the public is something Chief T.K. Dunmore.
The driver slumps into a chair.
Saying, quote, tell the people for God's sake to get off the streets. Tell them to go home and lock their doors and windows up tight. We don't know what kind of murder-happy character.
He lights a cigarette, still breathing raggedly.
Dunmore of Camden, North Carolina. So far, the only descriptions, the only clues anyone has of the killers come from frightened witnesses of some of the slaves. These eyewitness accounts variously describe the murderers as ordinary-looking people.
He goes to the closet and eyes a pile of shoes.
And things that look like people but act like animals. Some like
He picks up a pair of flats.
who look as though they had been torn apart. This whole ghastly story began developing 2 days ago with the report of the
He spots an old rifle stowed in the corner.
Since then, reports of such senseless killings began snowballing in a reign of terror which has hopscotched in an erratic, disconnected manner throughout much of the eastern and midwestern United States. Efforts to keep track of the murder reports by the placing of
He rummages around and pulls out a box of ammo.
the extreme southeastern United States from the north and west. Our newsmen have been on the telephone talking with officials in other cities and have determined that none of this kind of mass murder has yet been reported west of the Mississippi River, except in the extreme
He finds Barbara taking off her coat.
portion of Texas. Similar killings have been reported around the Houston and Galveston areas, but nothing like
I found a gun and some bullets out there.
It was only late yesterday.
Oh, and
when
these?
word became
The
that
flats.
we were facing some
Barbara
kind of
glares at him.
emergency. When
Shrugging,
reports began filtering
he picks up her foot and
in,
puts one on.
enforcement agencies were of the opinion
This
that
place is boarded up pretty solid now.
in nature. However, as these
We ought to be all right here for a while.
dramatically, it was soon apparent that
We have
this
the
was
gun
something
and
more than the
bullets.
usual run of lawlessness.
Food and the radio.
Some began to suspect an obscure kind of conspiracy.
Sooner or later, someone
Things as
bound to come and get us out.
creatures from outer space. So again, we join with law enforcement agencies, urging you to seek shelter in a building. Lock the doors and windows securely.
Hey, that's us. We're doing all right.
Cautious of any suspicious strangers. And keep tuned to your radio and television for survival instructions and further details.
He loads the gun.
Sorry.
Look, I don't know if you're hearing me,
Goes on in the absence of any law.
but I'm going upstairs now.
It's almost as though some critical balance of
If anything should try to break in here, I can hear it from up there, and I'll be down to take care of it.
savage killers. We repeat, this radio station.
Everything is all right for now. I'll be back to reinforce the windows and doors later. But you'll be all right for now, okay?
He touches her cheek.
Okay.
Dateline on this report is Cumberland Herald. Civil defense officials in Cumberland have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured.
At the top of the stairs, the driver edges past the corpse. It's a woman, her body mostly intact. He picks up the corners of a rug and drags it down the hall. He tugs it into a bedroom.
Consistent reports from witnesses to the effect that people who acted as though they were in a kind of trance were killing and eating their victims prompted authorities to examine the bodies of some of the victims. Medical authorities in Cumberland have concluded that in all cases, the killers are eating the flesh of the people they murdered. Repeating this latest
Barbara
bulletin
stares
just
at the
received
radio,
moments ago from
her
Cumberland,
chest
Maryland.
heaving.
Civil defense authorities have told newsmen that murder victims show evidence of having been partially devoured by their murderers. Medical examination of victims' bodies shows conclusively that the killers are eating the flesh of the people they kill. And so this incredible story becomes more ghastly with each report. It's difficult to imagine something actually happening, but these are the reports we have been receiving and passing on to you, reports which have been verified as completely as is possible in this confused situation. It is happening.
A hand shoves aside the door, hiding the cellar. Two men rush out. The driver runs downstairs. He bursts into the living room.
Don't shoot! We're from town. A radio.
County, Pennsylvania. The Butler County Sheriff is verified.
He eyes the newcomers. Both are white, one middle-aged, the other young.
How long you guys been down there? I could use some help up here.
That's the cellar. It's the safest place.
You mean you didn't hear the racket we were making up here?
How were we supposed to know what was going on? Could have been those things for all we knew.
That girl was screaming. Sure, you must know what a girl screaming sounds like. Those things don't make any noise. Anybody would know somebody ever needed help.
Look, it's kind of hard to hear what's going on from down there.
We thought we could hear screams, but for all we knew, that could have meant those things were in the house afterward.
And you wouldn't come up and help?
Well, if there were more...
The racket sounded like the place was being ripped apart. How were we supposed to know what was going on?
Now, wait a minute. You just got finished saying you couldn't hear from down there. Now you say it sounded like the place was being ripped apart. It would be nice if you get your story straight, man.
All right, now you tell me. I'm not going to take that kind of a chance when we got a safe place. We luck into a safe place, and you're telling us we got to risk our lives just because somebody might need help, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
All right, why don't we settle this?
Look, mister, we came up. Okay, we're here. Now I suggest we all go back downstairs before any of those things find out we're in here.
They can't get in here.
You got the whole place boarded up?
Yeah, most of it. All but a few spots upstairs. They won't be hard to fix.
You're insane. The cellar's the safest place.
I'm telling you, they can't get in here.
And I'm telling you, those things turned over our car. We were damn lucky to get away at all. Now you tell me those things can't get through this lousy pile of wood?
His wife and kids downstairs. Kids hurt.
Well, I still think we're better off up here.
We could strengthen everything up, Mr. Cooper.
With all of us working, we could fix this place up in no time. We have everything we need up here.
We can take all that stuff downstairs with us. Man, you're really crazy. You know that? You got 1 million windows up here. All these windows, you're gonna make them strong enough to keep these things out, huh?
I told you those things don't have any strength. I smashed 3 of them and pushed another one out the door.
Did you hear me when I told you they turned over our car?
Oh, hell, any good 5 men can do that.
That's my point. Only there's not going to be 5 or even 10. There's going to be 20, 30, maybe 100 of those things. And as soon as they know we're here, this place is going to be crawling with them.
Well, if there are that many, they'll probably get us wherever we are.
Look, the cellar. The cellar, there's only one door, right? Just one door, that's all we have to protect. Tom and I fixed it so it locks and boards from the inside. But up here, all these windows, why, we'd never know where they were going to hit us next.
You got a point, Mr. Cooper. But down in the cellar, there's no place to run to. I mean, if they did get in, there'd be no back exit. We'd be done for. We can get out of here if we have to. And we got windows to see what's going on outside. But down there with no windows, if a rescue party did come, we wouldn't even know it.
But the cellar is the strongest place.
The cellar is a death trap.
I don't know, Mr. Cooper. I think he's right. You know how many's out there?
I don't know. Maybe 6 or 7.
Look, you two can do whatever you like. I'm going back down to the cellar, and you better decide. Because I'm going to board up that door, and I'm not going to unlock it again no matter what happens.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Cooper.
No, I'm not going to wait. I've made my decision, now you make yours.
Now, wait a minute. Let's think about this. We can make it to the cellar if we have to. And if we do decide to stay down there, we'll need some things from up here. So let's at least consider this a while.
You box yourself in the cellar and those things get in the house, you've had it. At least up here you have a fighting chance.
Tom peers outside between boards.
Yeah, it looks like about 8 or 10 out there now.
There's more than there were. There are a lot out back, too.
The driver strides toward the back. Arms reach between boards on a window and snatch at him. They grab his shirt. He reels back, trying to get free. Tom dashes in. Tom bashes the hands with a piece of wood. Tom gapes in horror as more hands appear. The driver frees himself and pulls up the rifle. A vacant face appears behind the grasping hands. The driver shoots one of the attackers through the chest. It reels back, staring down at the wound, then slowly looks back up.
Harry?
It's all right.
Harry, what's happening?
It's all right.
The three men inside stare out the gap. Hands grasp at the rifle. The driver fires again. The attacker staggers, then looks up at them, expressionless. The driver fires again. The attacker falls to the grass and lies motionless, eyes wide. In the distance, more than a dozen men and women converge upon the house. The naked woman teeters over the grass. A burly man's mouth hangs open, his chest crudely stitched together. The flesh is peeling off a short man's jaw. A blonde woman with a decaying face gropes at a tree. She picks off a wriggling bug and shoves it in her mouth.
We gotta fix these boards.
Cooper stares.
You're crazy. Those things are going to be at every window and door in this place. We've got to get down into the cellar.
Go down in your damn cellar. Get out of here!
I'm taking the girl with me.
You leave her here. Keep your hands off her. And everything else that's up here, too. Because if I stay up here, I'm fighting for everything up here. And the radio and the food is part of what I'm fighting for. Now, if you're going down the cellar, get.
The man's insane. He's insane. We've got to have food down there. We've got a right.
This is your house.
We've got a right.
You going down there with him?
Tom blinks.
Well,
Yes or no? This is your last chance. No beating around the bush.
Listen, I got a kid down there. She can't possibly, I couldn't bring her up here. She can't possibly take all the racket and those things smashing through the windows.
Well, you're her father. If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not stupid enough to follow you. It is tough for the kid that old man is so stupid. Now, you get the hell down in the cellar. You can be the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
You bastards. You know, I won't open this door again. I mean it.
Mr. Cooper, with your help, we could...
With my help.
Let him go, man. His mind is made up. Just let him go.
Wait a minute. Judy, come on up here, honey.
A young woman appears, eyeing Cooper fearfully.
You're gonna let them get hurt too, huh?
It's all right, honey. Go ahead.
Cooper storms through the cellar door and slides a plank in place to bar it.
If we stick together, man, we can fix it up real good. There's lots of places we can run to up here. Mr. Cooper, we'd all be a lot better off if all three of us were working together.
The driver kneels by Barbara.
Hey. Hey, kid.
Barbara doesn't respond. Judy and Tom eye the driver as he takes out his cigarettes.
He's wrong, you know. I'm not boxing myself in down there.
In the cellar, Cooper's wife sits beside their sleeping daughter.
Well, we're safe now. It's boarded up tight.
What about Tom and Judy?
They want to stay up there, let them.
He throws down a crowbar.
There are two other people upstairs, a man and a girl.
We heard the screaming.
Yeah, but I didn't know who they were, and I wasn't about to take any unnecessary chances.
Of course not, Harry.
She glowers at him over the table where their daughter lies. He throws down his empty cigarette pack, scowling at her as she bandages the little girl's arm. He pats the girl's head.
Is she all right?
I don't know what it is. She feels warm. Maybe it's shock.
Where'd you get the bandage?
Some laundry in a basket. I tore a sheet.
Cooper lights a cigarette from his wife's purse. He paces.
Let them stay upstairs. Let them. Too many ways those monsters can get in up there. We'll see who's right. We'll see when they come begging me to let them in down here.
That's important, isn't it?
What?
To be right, everybody else to be wrong.
What do you mean by that?
She waves dismissively.
Does anyone up there know why we're being attacked?
Whatever it isn't just happening here. It's some kind of mass murder. It's going on everywhere. The radio said to stay inside.
Radio?
Radio upstairs. I heard a news bulletin.
There's a radio upstairs and you boarded us in down here?
I know what I'm doing.
What did it say?
Nothing. They don't know anything yet. There's mass murder everywhere, and people are supposed to look for a safe place to hide.
Take the boards off that door.
We are staying down here, Helen.
Harry, that radio is at least some kind of communication. If the authorities know what's happening, well, they'll send people for us so they tell us what to do. How are we going to know what's going on if we lock ourselves in this dungeon?
Cooper throws down his cigarette. Helen purses her lips and bends back over the little girl.
We may not enjoy living together, but dying together isn't going to solve anything. Those people aren't our enemies.
Mr. Cooper! Mr. Cooper, Ben found a television set upstairs.
Let's go up.
Tom?
Yeah.
If Judy would come downstairs for a few minutes, Harry and I could come upstairs.
Okay, yeah, right away.
On the main floor, Tom goes to Judy.
Will you do it?
Do I have to?
Look, honey, nothing's going to get done with them down there and us up here. Do this for me.
Okay.
Okay, open up.
Cooper opens the door, gritting his teeth. He lets Judy pass and go downstairs. Helen squeezes her little girl's hand.
I'll take good care of her, Helen. She's all I have. Why don't you go upstairs now?
With a last look at her daughter, Helen smiles gratefully at Judy and heads upstairs. Judy adjusts the girl's blankets and sits on the edge of the table. Upstairs, Cooper looks around suspiciously. Helen notices Barbara lying on the couch, examining a doily with rapt attention.
Her brother was killed.
Hey, give me a hand with this thing.
I gotta go help Ben with the television.
Gazing at Barbara, Helen shakes her hands impotently. She sits and fiddles with her wedding ring. She pulls out her cigarettes. Barbara strokes the doily. Barbara starts. She stares as Helen lights a cigarette.
Don't be afraid of me. I'm Helen Cooper, Harry's wife.
Barbara's expression is vacant, as if in a trance.
This place is ridiculous. Look at this. There's a million weak spots up here. Give me one of those.
He lights a smoke, eyeing Barbara.
Her brother was killed.
And they talk about these windows. I can't see a damn thing. There could be 15 million of those things out there. That's how much good these windows are.
Why don't you do something to help somebody?
Tom and the driver, Ben, carry in the television set.
Here I have it. Drag a couple of those chairs together.
There's a socket over here.
Cooper points a finger in Barbara's face.
You better watch this and try to understand what's going on.
Ben glares.
I don't want anyone's life on my hands.
Is there anything I can do to
I don't want to hear any more from you, mister. If you stay up here, you take orders from me. And that includes leaving the girl alone.
It's on, it's on.
There's no sound. Play with the rabbit ears.
Reports, incredible as they seem, are not the results of mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria. What do they think? We're imagining all this?
Shut up!
In all parts of the country. The wave of murder which is sweeping the eastern third of the nation is being committed by creatures who feast upon the flesh of their victims. First eyewitness accounts of this grisly development came from people who were understandably frightened and almost incoherent. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted. And medical examinations of some of the victims bore out the fact that they had been partially devoured. I think we have some late word just arriving, and I'll interrupt to bring this to you.
The anchor is handed a bulletin.
This is the latest disclosure in a report from National Civil Defense Headquarters in Washington. It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder.
Everyone stares.
A widespread investigation of reports from funeral homes, morgues, and hospitals has concluded that the unburied dead are coming back to life and seeking human victims.
Barbara's eyes dart.
It's hard for us here to believe what we're reporting to you, but it does seem to be a fact. When this emergency first began, radio and television was advising people to stay inside, behind locked doors for safety. Well, that situation has now changed, and we're able to report a definite course of action for you. Civil defense machinery has been organized to provide rescue stations with food, shelter, medical treatment, and protection by armed National Guardsmen. Stay tuned to the broadcasting stations in your local area for this list of rescue stations. This list will be repeated throughout our news coverage.
Names of rescue centers begin appearing on the screen.
And make your way to that location as soon as possible.
So we have that truck. If we can get some gas, we can get out of here.
There's a pump out by the shed.
I know, that's why I pulled in here, but it's locked.
Emergency meeting called this afternoon by the president. Since convening this conference of the presidential cabinet, the FBI, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the CIA has not produced any public information. Why are space experts being consulted about an earthbound emergency? So far, all the betting on the answer to that question centers on the recent Explorer satellite shot to Venus. That satellite, you'll recall, started back to Earth, but never got here. That's the space vehicle which orbited Venus and then was purposely destroyed by NASA when scientists discovered it was carrying a mysterious high-level radiation with it. Could that radiation be somehow responsible for the wholesale murders we're now suffering? Newsman Don Quinn in Washington has posed those questions.
It's obvious our best move is to try to get out of here.
How are you going to get over to that pump? Look.
Reporters dog three officials.
You're coming from a meeting regarding the explosion of the Venus probe, is that right?
Yes, that was the subject of the meeting.
You feel there is a connection between this and the phenomenon?
There's a definite connection. A definite connection.
In other words, you feel that the radiation on the Venus probe is enough to cause these mutations?
There was a very high degree of radiation.
A general demurs.
I'm not sure that that's certain at all. I don't think that has been
logical
irrefutably
explanation
proved.
that we have at this time.
In other words, it is the military's viewpoint that the radiation is not the cause of the mutation.
I can't speak for the entire military at this time, gentlemen.
This seems to
I must disagree with these gentlemen presently until this is irrefutably proved.
Everything is being done that can be done.
We'll have to hurry for our next meeting.
And Professor, you feel that there is a definite connection between
a definite connection as far as Dr. Keller and myself.
Doctor, please. I thought we decided that is not proved yet.
Was the satellite, when the satellite was exploded?
An unusual amount of radiation, enough to cause mutation under certain circumstances.
They get into a car with a 3-star flag near the Capitol.
It does seem to have a bearing.
Will there be a reply for this?
Later?
Yes.
There will be a reply.
Yes.
Later this afternoon. There will be a report this afternoon.
Perhaps there will be a report.
Later.
Will you close the window?
We have everything possible to solve the problem.
You know, we have to try to get out of here.
He said the rescue stations have doctors and medical supplies. If we could get care in there, we could get help for her.
No, it's one of the world's foremost authorities.
The screen reads Willard Medical Center.
Willard. I saw a sign that said Willard.
Any moment.
It's only about 17 miles from here.
You know this area. You from around here?
Judy and I are both from around here. We were on our way up to the lake to go swimming. And Judy had a radio, and we heard the first reports about this. So we knew the old house was here, and we came in and found the lady upstairs dead. Then these other people came. We went down into the basement and put a bar across the door, and it is pretty strong.
How could we possibly get away from here? We've got a sick child, 2 women, 1 woman out of her head, 3 men, and the place is surrounded with these things.
For NASA. Dr. Grimes, your entire staff, I know, has been working very hard to find some solution to these things that are happening. Do you have any answers at this time?
Yes, we have some answers. But first, let me stress the importance of seeking medical attention for anyone who's been injured in any way. We don't know yet what complications might result from such injuries.
How bad has your kid been hurt?
Helen falters.
Now, how about the basic probably? Well,
Look, you go down there and tell... Judy? Yeah, you tell Judy to come up here and you stay with the kid, all right?
She nods.
Action taken with regard to the Venus probe. In the cold room at the university, we had a cadaver from which all 4 limbs had been amputated. Sometime early this morning, it opened its eyes and began to move its trunk. It was dead, but it opened its eyes and tried to move.
Helen runs into the cellar.
They want you upstairs. Did she ask for me?
She hasn't done anything.
I don't understand. Baby. It's Mommy.
Karen stirs.
I heard. I'll come back down as soon as I find out what they want.
Thank you, Judy.
The body should be disposed of at once, preferably by cremation.
Well, how long after death, then, does the body become reactivated?
It's only a matter of minutes.
Minutes? Well, that doesn't give people time to make any arrangements.
No, you're right. It doesn't give them time to make funeral arrangements. The bodies must be carried to the street and burned. They must be burned immediately. Soak them with gasoline and burn them. The bereaved will have to forego the dubious comforts that a funeral service will give. They're just dead flesh and dangerous.
I see.
Judy, I need you to find some bedspreads or sheets to tear up into small strips, okay? Is there a fruit cellar here?
Yes.
We need some bottles or jars. Make Molotov cocktails to hold them out while we try to escape.
Hey, there's a big can of kerosene down there.
I'll see what I can find.
I'll look for the bottles.
There's a big key ring down there. There may be a key to the gas pump on it.
I'll check.
We can toss the cocktails from a window upstairs. Meantime, a couple of us can go out and try to get the gas and come back for the rest of the people.
But that'll leave a door open someplace.
Yeah, that's right. It better be this door. It's closer to the truck. Before we go out, we'll put some supplies behind the cellar door. While we're gone, the rest of you can hold up in there.
I found some fruit jars in the cellar. And there's a key on here that's labeled for the gas pump out back.
I'm not really that used to the truck. I found it abandoned.
I can handle the truck, no sweat.
Ben considers, looking down.
You're it, then. You and I'll go.
He hands Tom the truck keys.
We'll put whatever lumber we find behind the cellar door. You can go upstairs and toss the cocktails from a window. Tom, you and I will have to unboard this door. After you toss the cocktails, you hustle back down here and lock this door. It's no good to board it up because we'll have to get back in quickly.
Somewhat abashed, Cooper nods.
After we get the gas and get back into the house, then we'll worry about getting everybody into the truck. Now let's move it.
Jaw clenched, Cooper watches as Ben moves into action.
That before this emergency is over, we will need many, many more such rescue stations.
In the study, Tom joins Judy. He carries a jar of kerosene. She smiles wanly.
You always have a smile for me. How can you smile like that all the time? How many do you have done?
Judy hands him strips of fabric.
Come on, honey, we gotta move.
Tom, are you sure about the phone?
The phone is dead out. All you get is a recorded message.
If I could only call the folks. They're going to be so worried about us.
Everything will be all right. As soon as we get to Willard, we'll call them. They might even be there.
I know. Tom? Are you sure we're doing the right thing, Tom?
What, about getting out of here?
Yeah.
Well, the television said that's the right thing to do. We've got to get to a rescue station.
I don't know.
Come on, honey. You're starting to sound like Mr. Cooper now.
But why do you have to go out there?
Look, I know how to handle that truck, and I can handle the pump. Ben doesn't know anything about that stuff.
But we're safe in here.
For how long, honey? We're safe now. But there's going to be more and more of those things.
I know. I know all that.
Hey, listen. Remember when we had the big flood? Remember how difficult it was for us to convince you that it was right to leave? Remember we had to go to Willard then? This isn't a passing thing, honey. It's not like just a wind passing through. We've got to do something, and fast.
She throws her arms around him.
I just don't want you to go out there, that's all.
Hey, Smiley. Where's that big smile for me? Boy, you're sure no use at all, are you? We've got work to do, honey. And you...
She pulls back, studying his face. He kisses her tenderly. He gets back to work. Cooper takes a box of prepared jars from Ben.
We better get her downstairs.
We have to go downstairs now, Barbara.
She peers up at Ben.
She's right. You have to go downstairs now, just for a little while, until we get back. Then we can all leave.
Oh, I'd like to leave. Yes.
Ben ushers her to the cellar. Judy follows. At the door, only a few boards remain in place. Tom hands Ben the hammer. Ben takes it with a deep breath.
Good luck.
Yeah.
They pry off the boards. Judy peers out from the cellar. She catches Tom's gaze and tries to smile. Upstairs, Cooper puts the box on a bed and opens the window. Below, dozens of the dead mill around the truck. Ben has a lit torch.
You ready upstairs? Yeah. Okay, toss them.
Cooper lights a wick. He hurls the jar out the window. Flames spread out just in front of the truck. The dead throw up their arms and stumble back. Cooper tosses another. The mob starts to retreat. He lobs a third. Then the last. The dead men and women below wail and flounder. One careens away, clothes burning. It thrashes past the truck, engulfed in flame. Cooper pounds down the stairs.
Go ahead, go on!
Tom opens the door and charges out. Ben follows with the gun and torch. A ghoulish figure grabs Tom. He pulls free, tearing its shirt. He scrambles into the truck, kicking away attackers. Ben aims the shotgun. Tom fumbles the keys as a ghostly pale man paws at his window.
I'm going with him.
Get back in the cellar.
I'm going.
It's too late. It's too late.
Judy pelts out the door. Tom sees her, aghast. Cooper locks the door behind her.
Where's it coming? Come on. Get in.
Judy climbs in beside Tom. Lumbering figures approach as the flames flicker out. Ben shoots one through the chest. It falters, then keeps coming. Holding them at bay with the torch, Ben climbs into the pickup bed. A dozen attackers converge on him. Inside, Cooper secures the door and peers out. The truck is surrounded. Ben brandishes his torch desperately. A white-haired man's suit catches fire. He bats clumsily at the flames. As Tom backs up the truck, the attackers hold on. They drop off one by one. Tom veers the truck around, knocking them back. Cooper watches them disappear into the darkness. He looks around frantically. The dead trudge after the truck. Cooper looks out another window. The truck reaches the shed. Dozens stagger after them, well behind. Ben jumps out of the back, putting down the torch. Tom tries to unlock the gas pump.
Come on! This key won't work.
Watch it.
Ben shoots off the lock. As Tom spins round, the pump sprays gas over the truck.
Watch the torch.
The gas ignites. In the house window, Cooper's face falls. Tom flounders, panicking.
Gotta get away from the pump!
Ben grabs a rug from the back and beats at the flames. Tom climbs in beside Judy. He drives, the rear of the truck on fire.
Tom, you're trying to get out of the truck.
Tom drives on, craning to look behind him with wild eyes. Cooper watches, frozen in place. A swarm of dead people pours over the lawn. Ben struggles to put out the flames by the pump. Tom stops as flames roar in the truck bed. He opens his door.
Let's get out of here.
Judy stays put.
Come on, come on.
My jacket's caught.
He rushes back. The truck explodes. Cooper covers his eyes. Ben rears back, staring as the truck is engulfed in flames. Cooper stares out the window, licking his lips nervously. He closes the curtain. Ben tears his eyes from the truck and takes in the advancing mob. Men and women, young and old, lurch toward him. One prowls in a nightie, another an evening gown. Ben backs toward the shed, aiming his rifle. He shoots a man through the heart. The man rears back, then trudges onward. Ben grabs the torch and jabs it at the encroaching mob. They shrink from the flame, and he leaps through a gap. He wards them off with the torch. Ben fights his way through and sprints for the house. He reaches the porch. Cooper freezes. Ben rams the door. Cooper stands at the cellar door. Ben swipes the torch at a man mounting the steps. Ben kicks the door in, spotting Cooper standing inside. Ben slams the door shut, glowering. Cooper's mouth works as Ben pushes an unhinged door over the outer one. Cooper runs to help hold it shut as it quakes. Ben nails the door in place. Judders and bends. Still holding the door, Ben and Cooper glare. Ben punches him, then knocks him down. Cooper crawls away. He pulls himself up and Ben slugs him down again. Ben hauls him up and wallops him again. Cooper cowers away from him.
I'd drag you out there and beat you those things.
Cooper pants. He licks blood from his lip. Outside, the mob surrounds the smoking remains of the truck. An arm reaches in the shattered back window, grabbing at the motionless, huddled figures inside. More hands grope and snatch, tearing away hunks of flesh. Some drop to their knees, gnawing on charred lumps of meat. Two squabble over dripping entrails. They shove gobbets of flesh into their mouths. A shirtless man's long tongue strips a bloody bone. Another peels skin from a feminine hand with his teeth. Ben limps away from the window. He wipes a hand down his face. He sinks down, cradling the rifle. He takes long, queasy breaths. Helen comes upstairs. Cooper's nursing a bruised cheek.
Isn't it 3 o'clock yet? There's supposed to be another broadcast at 3 o'clock.
10 minutes.
Oh, only 10 more minutes?
Barbara blinks.
We don't have very long to wait. We can leave. Well, we'd better leave soon. It's 10 minutes to 3.
Ben reloads.
You know anything about this area at all? I mean, is Willard the nearest town?
I don't know. We were just trying to get to a motel before dark.
You say those things turned your car over. You think we can get it back on its wheels and drive it? Where is it?
Seems like it was pretty far away. Seems like we ran.
Forget it. It's at least a mile.
Johnny has the keys.
You're gonna carry that child a mile through that army of things out there?
I can carry the kid. What's wrong with her? How'd she get hurt?
One of those things grabbed her.
Bit her on the arm.
Ben's brows shoot up.
What's wrong?
Who knows what kind of disease those things carry? Is she conscious?
Barely.
She can't walk. She's too weak.
Well, one of us could try to get to the car.
You gonna turn it over by yourself?
Ben goes to Barbara.
You have a car? Where? Where is it?
You won't be able to start it.
Yeah, I know. But where is it?
The dead on the lawn grow agitated, fighting over shreds of flesh. Ben turns on the TV. Cooper stares out between boards.
Good Lord.
A blonde woman peers up, chewing, her face covered in gore. The man in boxers picks strips off the meat clutched in his hand.
Being monitored closely by scientists at all the radiation detection stations. At this hour, they report the level of the mysterious radiation continues to increase steadily. So long as this situation remains, government spokesmen warn that dead bodies will continue to be transformed into the flesh-eating ghouls. All persons who die during this crisis, from whatever cause, will come back to life to seek human victims unless their bodies are first disposed of by cremation. Our news cameras have just returned from covering such a search and destroy operation against the ghouls, this one conducted by Sheriff Conan McClellan in Butler County, Pennsylvania. So now let's go to that film report. All law enforcement agencies and the military have been organized to search out and destroy the marauding ghouls. The Survival Command Center at the Pentagon has disclosed that a ghoul can be killed by a shot in the head or a heavy blow to the skull. Officials are quoted as explaining that since the brain of a ghoul has been activated by the radiation, the plan is kill the brain and you kill the ghoul.
Anything from the supply wagon, Gus?
No, we're all right.
A posse of men carries guns.
Yeah, put that thing all the way in the fire. We don't want it getting up again.
The leader wears a bandolier.
Chief McClellan, how's everything going?
Oh, things aren't going too bad. Men are taking it pretty good. You want to get on the other side of the road over there?
Chief, do you think we'll be able to defeat these things?
Well, we killed 19 of them today right in this area. Those last 3 we caught trying to claw their way into an abandoned shed. They must have thought somebody was in there. There wasn't, though. We heard them making all kind of noise. We came over and beat them off, blasted them down.
Chief, as soon as you're finished, can I see you here?
Yeah, okay.
Chief, if I were surrounded by 6 or 8 of these things, would I stand a chance with them?
Well, there's no problem. If you had a gun, shoot them in the head. That's a sure way to kill them. If you don't, get yourself a club or a torch. Beat them or burn them. They go up pretty easy.
Well, Chief McClellan, how long do you think it will take you until you get the situation under control?
Well, that's pretty hard to say. We don't know how many of them there are. We know when we find them, we can kill them.
Are they slow-moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're all messed up.
Well, in time, would you say you ought to be able to wrap this up in 24 hours?
Well, We don't really know. We know we'll be into it most of the night, probably into the early morning. We're working our way toward Willard, and we'll team up with the National Guard over there, and then we'll be able to give a more definite view.
Thank you very much, Chief McClellan. This is Bill Cardill, WIC TV 11 News.
Thank you, Bill, for that report. Official spokesman declined to speculate just how long it may take to kill off all the flesh eaters, so long as the heavy rain...
The lights go out. Everyone starts.
Is the fuse box in the cellar?
I don't know.
Ben heads down.
It isn't the fuse. The power lines are down. Helen, I have to get that gun.
Haven't you had enough?
But 2 people are dead already on account of that guy. Take a look out that window.
Ben reappears. Outside, a rotted hand picks up a rock. A man grabs a heavy table leg and steps onto the porch. He smashes at the door. Everyone inside whips their heads toward the door, eyes wide with terror. The dead step over the chair's smoldering remains and join the assault on the door. Helen and Cooper look around, eyes wild with fear. Barbara's face is confused. Ben watches grimly through the slats. A man smashes the window. Ben runs to it, bracing the boards with his rifle. Gruesome faces leer at Ben between the boards. Hands grope for purchase. As Helen braces the outside door, she turns her eyes on Cooper, who stands by the cellar. He swallows, trembling.
Get over here, man!
Cooper shakes his head.
Come on!
Ben drops the rifle. Cooper eyes it covetously. Cooper and Helen watch as Ben braces the window against invading hands. Cooper scoops up the gun and aims it at Ben.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to stay up here now? Helen, get the cellar.
Helen shakes her head.
Get the cellar now. Move!
Ben throws a board at Cooper. They wrestle for control of the gun. Helen gawks, frozen. Ben gains control of the rifle. He pumps it. Ben shoots Cooper in the side. Cooper collapses against the shelf. The outside door splinters above Helen's head. She struggles as hands tear at her. Barbara covers her eyes. Fighting to remain conscious, Cooper pitches toward the cellar. He labors down the stairs, half sitting. Gripping the banister, he stares over at Karen lying on the table. His vision blurs. He staggers toward his daughter. He falls to his knees beside her. He reaches out for her, shaking. Then collapses on the floor. At the front door, a massive arm is wrapped around Helen's neck. She writhes helplessly. Barbara watches from behind her hands. Door panels are torn away above the plank. Ghoulish faces crowd the opening, snapping at Helen. Barbara watches, shivering. She grabs a board and presses it against the door. Hands paw at her long hair. Helen frees herself and runs for the cellar. Karen kneels over her father, gnawing on a hunk of his flesh. Karen drops it and stands, dark eyes staring at Helen. She reaches up, with blood smeared across her chin.
Oh, baby.
Helen backs away. Helen trips and falls backward, hitting her head. Karen takes a pointed trowel from the wall. She raises it in both hands over her head. Helen stares up pleadingly at her daughter. In the shadows, Karen thrusts the tool into her screaming mother's chest. She plunges it down again and again. Blood splatters. Karen stabs feverishly as her mother's eyes close. Karen's shadow moves across the bloody cellar wall as she pitches her slight weight into each thrust. Upstairs, Ben and Barbara strive to keep the remains of the door closed against the tangle of clawing hands. A hand in a driving glove reaches in as the barrier starts to give way. Barbara's attacker from the cemetery is front and center. She throws her body against the falling board. Johnny's face is blank and pale, his eyes fix on his frozen sister. His gloved hand grabs her collar and drags her into his arms. Johnny drags her down into a cluster of writhing bodies. Ben fights to reach her. Attackers break into the house through the door, then the window. Ben backs away from Barbara's attacker. Karen stalks out the cellar door behind him. She grabs his arm, then claws at his face. He throws her off and retreats through the cellar door with the rifle. She hurls herself at the closing door. Ben presses his weight against it and struggles to bar it. Just outside, the horde streams inside through doors and windows. They converge on Karen and beat at the cellar door. Ben wedges planks across the rocking door. More and more of the dead crowd the house. They rock the furniture and smash at the cellar door. Ben kneels at the top of the stairs behind the shuddering door. He creeps shakily down the steps. He sees Cooper, lying glassy-eyed on the floor. He turns and spies Helen with the trowel lodged in her chest. Cooper stirs. Ben's weary face is illuminated by a shaft of light. He aims as Cooper sits up. He fires. Ben collapses against a wall, panting. He reluctantly turns to Helen. Her eyes pop open. He fires again. Head bowed, he throws the rifle into the shadows. He staggers, knocking over a trestle table. He turns, listening, his eyes on the stairs. He searches the shadows, knocking aside furniture. He retrieves the gun. Ben kneels in the corner with it. He wipes his face. Upstairs, the attackers move away from the cellar door distractedly. They shuffle around aimlessly. Outside the two-story house, the sun shines on the empty porch and lawn. Leafless branches stretch across a cloudy sky. A helicopter approaches over the tree line. Two long lines of figures sweep across the field, accompanied by a truck. They're Chief McClellan's posse of armed civilians. The helicopter comes in for a landing. The dry stubble of the field ripples under it. It touches down near the men. A police police wagon crosses a bridge. Nearby, police officers unload dogs on leashes. Tired posse members slump against a post.
Hey, Vince, Al, you want to get about 4 or 5 men and a couple dogs? There's a house over here behind those trees. We want to go check it out.
Thank
you. Go here, Bill.
Yeah, Chief, we're going to stay with it till we meet up with the National Guard.
Where'd you get the coffee?
One of the volunteers, you're doing all the work, you take it.
Thank you. We should be wrapped up here about 3 or 4 more hours. We'll probably get into Willard then. I guess you can go over there and meet the National Guard. Nick, you and the rest of these men want to come with me?
Well, Bill, I'm checking the office, see what's happening. All right, Steve, tell them we're going to stay with it, and everything appears to be under control.
The cameraman nods. Dogs strain at their leads. The chief plods across the grass after them. Inside the house, Ben dozes. He stirs. He looks up. In the field, a dog lunges towards scattered, stiff-legged figures stumbling over the uneven ground. Officers take a knee and fire their pistols. Inside, Ben listens. The police wagon kicks up dust on the dirt road. It pulls up by the chief.
They need you down there by the barn.
It drives on.
Some of these guys can follow the wagon down. I only need a few men to check out the house.
The chief peers into the burnt truck.
Somebody had a cookout here, Vince.
Yeah, sure looks like it, Cop.
In the shadowy cellar, Ben stands. He creeps cautiously up the stairs. The chief and his men shoot scattered stragglers. Ben puts down his rifle at the top of the stairs. He lifts the boards away from the door. Outside, a dead man is shot through the head. He topples to the ground.
He's the dead one. Get up here. Nick, Tony, Steve, you want to get out in that field and build me a bonfire?
Carrying the rifle, Ben peeks out of the cellar door. He takes in the trashed living room.
You, drag that out of here and throw it on the fire. Nothing down here? All right, go ahead down and give him a hand. Let's go check out the house.
There's something there. I heard a noise.
Ben sticks his rifle out a window. He stays hidden, eyes watchful.
All right, Vince, hit him in the head, right between the eyes.
Vince shoots. Ben flies back onto the carpet.
Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.
In still images, the posse enters the house. Ben lies dead, with a bullet hole in his forehead. Posse members wield huge metal hooks. A man poses with his boot next to Ben's face. Starring Dwayne Jones as Ben, Judith O'Day as Barbara, Carl Hardman as Harry Cooper, Marilyn Eastman as Helen, Keith Wayne as Tom, and Judith Ridley as Judy. One of the hooks is lodged in Ben's chest. Men drag his body outside. With Kyra Schoen, Charles Craig, Bill Heinzman, George Cosanna, Frank Doak, and Bill Chili Billy Cardill, A.C. McDonald, Samuel R. Salido, Mark Ricci, Lee Hartman, Jack Gibbons, R.J. Ricci, Paula Richards, John Simpson, Herbert Summer, Richard Ricci, William Birchinal, Ross Harris, Al Croft, Jason Richards, and Dave James. Planks are piled for a bonfire. Sharon Carroll, William Mogish, Steve Hutzko, Joanne Michaels, Philip Smith, Ella Mae Smith, and Randy Burr. Ben's body is laid atop a pile. His head lies next to Barbara's attacker.
Come ahead with the motorcycle.
Special thanks to WIIC TV and KQV Radio and the Pittsburgh Police Department.
Hey, Randy, light these torches over here. In the back, way in the back.
As the pile bursts into flames, the posse trudges away.